What's up YouTube? It's your girl Tasty back at it again with another video, and today I have a tea time story and it's a good one. So if you want to know what happened over spring break and the drama that ensued, keep watching. So I would just like to start off by saying that I wish I had better hindsight and foresight and just sight in general, but I was a little naive back then. And I'm referring to spring break in 2019, not this past spring break. So I'm gonna try to keep it as simple as possible, even though there was so much that happened. So I'm just gonna give you guys like the trailer version of what happened, but it was a whole movie, to be honest with you. So it basically started with this club. The first time I went, we got in for free because it was kind of dead. But me and my homegirls were like, we don't care, we're here, it's free, we have a whole section to ourselves, like we're just gonna have fun. And that night, I became really good friends with the bouncer and the bartender, and they were like, yeah, you know, if you bring your homegirls and they're turned like that and they're having a good time and having fun, we'll let you in for free, basically. Like, just tell people to come, da da da. So it was basically like we were doing free promotion. Like, they had no idea who we were, they just knew that we were gonna have fun regardless of how many people were there. So we just kept going back. Like, whenever we went out, we would go back to that club and I'd be like, yo, we gotta go back. You know, they're gonna have us like get in for free. We're gonna have a good time, so we gotta go. So yeah, I was really close with the bouncer and the bartender would always give us free drinks. And you know, I'm not much of a drinker, so I'd just be like, oh my god, he got us drinks, and I would just like hand them off because you know, somebody has to be sober. And I volunteer. So the bouncer one day comes up to me and he's like, hey T, what's up, what's up? I'm like, hey boo, how are you? And he's like, I'm good, I gotta talk to you. And I'm like, oh Lord. He's like, no, it's a good thing. He's like, my manager has heard about you because the bottle girls always talk about you and they're like, dang, she should work here, like we really like her, and you know, the bartender knows you and we know you and you always bring people to the section and you guys are always having a really good time, so like he might want you to be a party promoter. I was like, ooh, money. So I was like, I can set up a meeting with him though and talk to him and just see what he's talking about, because I can't be a bottle girl, there's nothing wrong with it, I just can't do that. And you know, I need to make sure this party promoting job is by the books. So he was like, okay, like you can't have his number just because he's the manager, so he doesn't really give it out. So I'll give you my number and then I'll talk to him and then set up a meeting. And if he likes you, he'll give you his number. I was like, okay, that makes sense. You know, you can't just give your number to anybody. I mean, he didn't know who I was, clearly, but I wouldn't just give out my number to anybody either. I set up the meeting with him and we talk about it and I'm like, okay, well, I have a very busy schedule, and if this is by the books, like W-2 tax form by the books, then we can do it. I just need to work around my schedule because school comes first and so does volleyball. He was like, yeah, boom, it's good. So we set that up. So it's basically like, now you have this guarantee that every time you come and whoever you bring, they'll get what you get. And I was like, okay, the whole family can eat. I like that. And the more I went there, the more I would talk to the bartender, the bottle girls, and the bouncer was very flirty. And I was like, I get it, we're cute, but he was very flirty with me. And I was just like, no, this is not what we're trying to do, because the bouncer was like 40 something. And you know, ain't nothing against 40-year-olds, but when I'm 20 or 20, well, I was already 21 at the time. But when I'm 21 and you're 40, those numbers don't add up to me. We already got him for free. I'd just be nice. So I'd be like, oh my gosh, you know, like, keeping it friendly, you feel me? So I just kind of let that go, but he had my number, so he would like hit us up when there were special events that were coming up the next week that we might want to like text the manager about so we can get a section, because if it's a big event you had to reserve a section. So he would just kind of give us the inside scoop on everything that's going on. So I was just like, all right, I mean, he's not really doing nothing and I'm not interested, so it's not a problem. Boom. So I see one of the girls and they're like, T, we gotta talk to you. We're all going on this spring break trip and we want you to come. And I'm like, I mean, y'all are like a family. You want me to come, so that means I'm part of the family? okay. And they were like, yeah, we're getting a house, we're all splitting, we're gonna drive down there, it's gonna be really fun, we're gonna be in Florida, we're gonna be on the beach. The guys are coming too, but they're gonna be in another house, so they're gonna be in separate rooms. Like, we're not just staying in a big room together. And I'm like, okay, bet, like I can do that. I'm like, so I'll have my own room or I'll have a room with another girl. We're cool. And they're like, yeah, it's gonna be so much fun. So I basically was told that they had some type of connection, yada yada yada. So all I really had to worry about was getting down there and getting back. All right then. So that was a no-brainer. So the bouncer texted me and he was like, are you going? And I'm like, yeah, I'm going. He's like, okay, well, do you want to ride? And I was like, do I want to ride down and back? And he's like, yeah, because I have a few people that are supposed to be coming with me anyway, and then we could just split for gas. I was like, okay. So my plan was to ride with the bouncer and a few of their friends down there, and some of the bottle girls were driving down at the same time, so we were good. That's what I thought. And then he was like, oh, and don't worry about the house, like I'm paying for it. And I was like, are you paying for, huh? He's like, I'm paying for the house because I want all the girls to go. I know you guys are in college. I've saved up some money because I want this to be a fun trip. We're doing like a party promoting thing during it for the club, and I want all you girls to be able to go, so you guys don't have to pay for housing. So I'm sitting here like, I just have to pay for gas. And he's like, yeah. Is this a trap? Okay. At the time, I had a boyfriend, my ex, and I was like, he knows that I'm really good at talking my way into getting things, or like finessing or whatever. So I was like, hey, like this dude that we're really cool with, da da da, at the club, yada yada. Like I told him everything, so he already kind of knew about these people. He was like, as long as you're safe, as long as nobody tries nothing. I'm like, no, I'll be in a room with a girl, like it's not gonna be a problem, we're fine. Like it's not like that because all these other girls are coming and he's paying for all these girls too, so it's not like just me, you feel me? So he was like, okay, that's fine. Not that I needed his permission, but I was just like, I don't want him to feel uncomfortable because the dude is paying for me, and that's a lot of money to be paying. So I just told him straight up because ain't no secrets over here, boo. Anyway, I pack up, I'm excited. I literally was recording on this camera for this trip because I was gonna post it. And I get there and he pulls up and there's a lady in the front, and the lady is not one of the bottle girls. So I was like, who is this lady? It's his wife. It's his wife. I was like, the way you're flirting with me, I didn't think you had a wife. Okay, he has a wife. I hope his wife knows that he's paying for all the stuff, because I didn't bring no money outside of gas money and some money to spend, and that's money to spend. So, So he introduces me to the wife. The wife is so nice, so nice. And I'm like, okay, this is cool. This is cool. We drive down there. The person that was supposed to be driving with us isn't, because they're coming later. I don't know. But you know how people make plans and then they try to back out at the last second? I think that's what happened. We're the first people to get there, which means we get to pick our rooms. They're married. They get the big master bed on the first floor. And so I go and find my own room. I start unpacking, da-da-da. I'm like, where's everybody else? And they're like, oh, they're just running late. Like, they're gonna be here really late tonight, so we should probably be able to go out to the club. And I'm like, okay, cool. So I get changed. We go exploring a little bit. We go to Walmart to get some food. They're buying all this stuff because they want to. And I'm just sitting here like, you guys don't have to buy stuff for me. And they're like, no, it's okay. Like, we want you to eat too. And like, we like to cook. And this is entertainment. We haven't been on a vacation in a while, so this is fun. So I'm thinking they're looking at me like I'm their little daughter because they have kids. One that's like 4 years younger than me. So I was like, okay, like you guys are just treating me. That's so nice of you guys. Clearly you have the funds to do it, so I'm not gonna stop you. So we get back and we go out to a club. Well, it's not a club. Let me get this. It's Florida and it's a bar. It's like a dive bar, but I love it. His wife is a bartender, so she was talking to the bartender about drinks. She's like, make this, make this. So we got free drinks for that. And I was like, she's low-key trying to get me drunk and it's not gonna happen. We come back and I fall asleep. The next day, we were supposed to go on a boat ride and the girls didn't show up. So we went, me and this couple. I was like, this wife is very flirty. Like, am I tripping? Like, is my meter off? Because it seems like she's being very flirty. Again, they had already paid for it, so what am I paying for? And they said, don't worry about it. So guess who's not going to worry? Me. So we go out there, we're on the boat, it's really fun, we're just like cruising around, all that good stuff. We come back to the dock because the girls have arrived. They get on the boat, it's really fun, we're playing music, we're eating like pineapple, watermelon, all this good stuff. We go to this like deserted island area. We get to the shore and they have like this grill and stuff, so we're like on the deserted island, not we, they're grilling and all that good stuff, and we're just having a really good time. It's hot, the sun is on us, it's just a really good time. So we get back, we're showering, all that good stuff. We change and we're going to go get something else from Walmart or Target or something for the big dinner that we're supposed to be holding. I keep saying we like I'm cooking. The big dinner that they're supposed to be holding that night when everyone else comes. When we come back, there's a bunch of people in the driveway. And I'm like, why are these people here? Because, I mean, these people are not a part of our group. Middle class, Caucasian family with like 3 little kids, and the mom is a Karen and she looks very upset. Very upset. She's on the phone like this. And the husband's like just trying to get the kids together and just looking flustered. Yeah, I'm like, this is not good. This is not good, because people don't just show up on your driveway looking irritated if something didn't happen. Long story short, Karen's on the phone talking to the cops because we're in her house. And by her house, she means the house that she rented. I'm like, how does that make sense if we're here? Like, people don't just get the keys to a house that they're renting for vacation if they haven't paid. So clearly you're not doing arithmetic, and I need you to do some arithmetic because I don't have the time or the patience. But the dude, the bouncer, is like, we're in the house because we paid for the house. And he's like, okay, well, they have a receipt that says that they paid for the house and they're supposed to be in the house. The bouncer booked the house through a third-party company, and the third-party company either ripped him off or he just didn't book it correctly, which I don't know how you do that, but whatever. So he only had the house for 2 days, and that ended that morning. So we really weren't supposed to be in the house. So these people were right to be mad. And I'm sure if you took a long drive, you're not trying to be in the car that long. We're like, okay, well, clearly we can't get out of the house in 10 minutes, Karen, so just give us an hour. I'm good because I left all my stuff in my suitcase. I shower and I change and I get ready to go. We leave and we go get some food, and everyone's like, what just happened? Da, 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 da. What do we do now? It's impossible. It's spring break. Like, this is the spring break for most people in the South. And it's not like you can just book another house for cheap. Like, this man made these plans months in advance. So we're just sitting here like, what do we do now? So the bottle girls are like, we are going to our homeboy's place. You can come tea, da da da. I'm like, I don't know. If it was your homegirl, maybe, but it's not. So I'm okay. And so they leave, and we're still there eating. We're at Zaxby's. And the wife looks at her husband, and she's like, and I'm like on my phone pretending like I don't hear. Like, I'm literally their little kid. And she's like, T, I want to talk to you. I'm like, okay. They're like, we're going to go to some other part of Florida and we want you to come with us. I'm like, huh? They're like, yeah, we want you to come with us because we think you're really special and you're such a sweet girl, and we just feel like this isn't fair that your spring break was canceled, and you told us it was your first time going somewhere for spring break, because usually I go home or to visit my ex, so I hadn't really gone anywhere. And I was like, yeah, but that's too much. Like, I don't have that type of money to just be like booking a hotel for myself and then paying for all this other stuff. And they're like, no, we'll pay for it. I can't have you guys do that. You've done too much at this point. And the bouncer comes in and he's like, well, we really want to talk to you because I don't know if you can tell, but I've been flirting with you this whole time. And I'm like, yeah, no, duh, Sherlock. And I'm like, yeah, but I saw your wife, so I thought you were just kind of like a flirtatious person. Some people just have that personality, you know? He's like, no, it was intentional. And my wife doesn't mind. And I look at his wife and he's like, I really don't. I like girls. And I was like, okay, what does that have to do with me? And he's like, well, I could sense that you were special at the club. Like, people are just drawn to you. You have this great personality. Like, nobody ever comes and talks to the bouncer. I always had such a good time talking to you and hanging out with you, da da da. I would tell my wife about you, and she wanted to meet you, and that's why I invited you. Like, that's why I said I would pay for everything. I wanted you to come, and I wanted you to meet my wife, and I wanted to see if you guys vibed. Like, we vibe, but I vibe with basically everybody, so And he was like, you just tell her. You just tell her. And I was like, tell me what? And she goes, we want you to be our girlfriend. You want me to be your what? We want you to be our girlfriend. We want to have a throuple. We want you to be our girlfriend. He's talked so highly of you, and we think you could be really good for our marriage. I'm 21. That is not my job. How do I say no to 2 people at once? I've never been asked to be in a throuple. What do I do? Help me, help me. Somebody help me. I'm looking around like nobody gonna stop. You know, a server ain't gonna come and ask if I need more ketchup. No? Okay. You know, I don't even know much about throuples, so I'm not even being judgmental. I just know it's not for me. I just do. I'm enough for one person. I promise. I don't need 2 people. 2 people don't need me. I was trying not to be mean. I wasn't trying to be like, hell no, no, no. F to the no, no, no. I was just like, no, I don't think that's right for me. Like, I'm sorry. I didn't know that's what I was here for. I'm sorry if I gave you the impression that that's something I'd be interested in. I'm definitely not. And I hope you guys can respect that. And I'm sorry that I wasted your guys' time and your money, but I wish I would have known that before so I could have kind of set those boundaries that that's not something I'm interested in. They were like, well, you know, we still really like you. We still think you're cool. So if you want to come, you can come. It won't be a big deal. And I'm like, you just asked me to be your girlfriend and you're a bartender and you might want to get me drunk. No, 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 no. I just don't. No, Jesus, no, 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 no. Yeah, I don't think that's going to work. Da, 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 da. And low key, I felt like she was eyeing me this whole time. And I was like, maybe I'm just being superstitious or I'm being vain. Like everybody thinks I'm cute, which is not how I usually think. But I was like, I'm getting a vibe. And I had been texting one of my friends that was already down there. I'm like, what are you doing? We can meet up one time because I was supposed to be gone for a week. So they had been there for about 5 days and they were going to stay for about 8, but they decided to end the trip short for whatever reason. So he was actually going to be driving back with some of his homegirls. And I was like, can I please, please, for the love of God, catch a ride with you, please? And he was like, yeah, of course. He's like, just pitch in for gas. I'm like, you know what? I would pitch in for the whole freaking car at this point because I'm trying to get out. I'm like, okay, I need to get my suitcase. So they drove me back to the hotel. Very awkward car ride. I get my stuff and then my homeboy comes and they're like, are you not coming back with us? I go, no, I'm not. And I basically explained everything to them in the car and they were like, what the freak? But one of the girls was a bottle girl. She was in the car and she was like, oh, I thought you knew. You thought I knew that they were looking for a girlfriend to complete and restore their marriage? Really? Really? Do you think that's club talk? Do you think I'm like, oh, how's your marriage going? I didn't even know he was married to begin with. And if I did, no, that's not what I'm looking for, which is why he didn't tell me until we got to this trip. No. So I was just kind of looking at her like, okay. We got back and I made it home safe and I was just like, oh Lord. Oh my goodness, that could have gone wrong so many ways. So I'm just happy that I'm, you know, safe and sound. Not that they were doing anything, but I was just like, oh yeah, I gotta go. I'm gonna head out, okay? That was basically that. They wanted me to be in a throuple with them and I said no. I said no. When I got home a few days later, he had called me and he was like, I'm really disappointed. Like, I thought you were going to be the one, you know, like our marriage is struggling. Basically telling me that his marriage was not working. I was like, okay, well, I don't know what you think I can bring to the table, but I'm 21, baby. I'm still learning and growing. I am not trying to be in a relationship with 2 people. No, no. And he was just really upset. And I'm like, I wish you would have told me before. It just could have saved a lot of time, to be honest with you. I wouldn't have gone. I wouldn't have because I had a boyfriend. So, and he, you know, he wasn't thrilled about it when I told him. Not thrilled. And I was like, how would I know that? I didn't even, like, I wasn't even thinking about throuples. I really didn't know they existed until that point. So I was just kind of like dumbfounded. And then I realized that I left my SD card with him because he was recording for a promotion video for the club. So I let him borrow my SD card because I was like, you guys are buying everything, I might as well. So I needed to get that back. So I basically had to sweet talk him into sending it back so I could start this channel, which is why this channel started so freaking late. Because he was like, come see me and I'll give it to you. No, give me the card. You are done. You are on strike 455 million. There are no chances for you. No. And he sent it back. Yeah, they wanted me to be their girlfriend. They wanted to be in a throuple. They were both very interested in me, I guess. I had no idea what was going on. I had no idea until that night where I was like, is she flirting with me? She was just looking at me and I was like, this is not good. Uh-oh, here we go. I mean, I blocked him just because I felt like it wasn't a healthy line of communication. It was like him trying to convince me that it was a good idea. So I blocked him, but when I block people, I can still see messages, and he would still hit me up like, T, come on, like, you're the one, da da da, you could save everything, you could be a good role model for my kids. Like, you have a wife, that's what she's supposed to be doing, not me, no. And so we don't talk anymore, but yeah, that's it, you guys. I know it was a long story, but if you knew the full story, whoo! I mean, I told y'all the big parts, but that was like 25% of it. If you made it this far, thank you so much. I really appreciate you. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share, and turn that bell notification on so you can see when I post more videos. I would really like if you guys give me ideas for videos. I have a bunch, but I want to know what you want to see. My room tours are still coming. My extreme apartment makeover is still coming, so stay tuned for that. Let me know down below in the comments what you would have done in that situation, or if anything like that has happened to you. And as always, be blessed, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.